we're coming up to the halfway mark of the year. You know what this means. It is time for a mid-year review of my 2024 running goals. It's something I've done every year since I've started documenting my running on this channel. Sometimes it's good to take a step back to see where you're at. So in this video, we're going to do a bit of a review of the first 6 months of the year, look at my goals, see what I've achieved, what I've not achieved yet, and maybe review some of those running goals for the second half of the year. Okay, my 2024 running year so far, I'll try not to ramble on too much. So I started in January in the thick of a 10K training block, getting ready for the Valencia 10K, where I ran my very first sub 40-minute 10K. I finished in 39:33, and I was over the moon with this. Great start to the year. Then I went straight into a half marathon training block, preparing for my next A race, which was the Malaga half mid-March. In this training block, I did a 10K as like a tune-up race, and I ran 39:08.
Was it?
I think that's a PB.
Yeah.
That was another PB, a great confidence boost. Went to Malaga half, finished in 88:13. It was an almost 90 seconds PB, so I was quite happy with that, even though I would have preferred to get a bit closer to that 88 flat mark. But overall, the first quarter went really well, and it felt like I was going from strength to strength. And then my spring focus was on the 5K distance. I wanted to try and run a new 5K PB. That didn't quite go to plan. In training, I felt like I was hitting a plateau. And I couldn't really unlock any further speed, and I raced 2 5Ks, one in April, one in May, around 19:02 and then 19:01, which were decent results, but still a few seconds off my PB. So far this year, I've not been able to run a sub 19, not been able to match my 18:56 5K PB from last September. Then I picked up a new goal. I had to pull out of another 5K race I wanted to do. We were planning this house move to Shrewsbury. Life was hectic. Thankfully, the knee goal didn't turn into an injury. I didn't have to stop running for too long, so the consistency didn't take a huge hit, but the volume really went down in May going into early June. And after this injury scare and a couple months of not feeling great about my running because I didn't feel like I was progressing, I decided to set the 5K goal aside. Basically, my summer focus is just to race for the fun of it and for training purposes. None of the races I'm doing this summer are A races. I just want to turn up, push myself more than I would do if I were to do a solo session. And ironically, turning up to a race without any specific goal in mind has served me well. So early June, I went to Madrid for the Madrid Vintage Run, which is a mega downhill 10K. I had a lot of fun, around 38:35, which I did not count as a PB because this course is just outrageously downhill. But then 2 weeks later at the Cultural 10K, I ran even faster, 38:26, which this one is my new official 10K PB and brought some confidence back. So based on this, if we look at the running goals I had set myself for the year, for the half marathon, I wanted sub 88 or 88 flat at the minimum. With my 88:13 from March, I got closer, but I still have at least 13 seconds to find. My next half marathon that I'm planning on racing is the Valencia half in October, so we're going to try again then. The 10K is really the distance where I went above and beyond. I wanted sub 39 or 39 flat, and I went from 39:33 in January to 38:26 in June. That is quite big progress, and this goal is ticked off. Now look at the 5K goal that I had set for this year, to run 18:30 or as close as possible to this time. And I mean, let's be honest, it was delusional. I find this goal absolutely laughable right now. To aim for a 26-second PB, considering that right now at this stage of my journey, the shorter the distance, the harder it is to progress. Yes, it was delusional. And well, so far this year, I've not even been able to match my PB from last year. So it's a bit of a fail so far. So this is where I'm at with my time-based running goals. For the next 6 months, I'm not going to change my half marathon goal, and I hope to run sub 88 or 88 flats at Valencia half. I'm not gonna set another 10K goal because I feel like I've made, good progress this year, and I don't want to really focus on this distance. And for the 5K, I'm not gonna downgrade the goal. I'm gonna keep 1830 as the A goal, I guess, because it's good to dream big. But I'm gonna add a secondary goal, a B goal if you will, which is 2 PB. Even if I only improve by 1 second, if I run 18:55, I'll pop the champagne. At this point, I'm getting desperate with the 5K distance, so any improvement by any small margin, I take it with open arms. Every year, alongside my time-based goals, I also like to set myself some goals that have nothing to do with running times. So this year, I wanted to take part in 5 races outside the UK because I like to travel. And so far this year, I've done Valencia 10K, the Seville Breakfast 5K. I didn't mention this one in my review because to me it was like turning up to parkrun. It counts as a race abroad, but yeah, it didn't really feel like a race for me. We were only in Seville for the Seville Marathon that Ben was racing, and then they were doing this little breakfast 5K the day before. I took part because I thought it would be fun, and I ran 19:20. And then I did the Malaga half, and then I did the Madrid vintage run. So that's 4 races outside the UK so far this year, and they've all been in Spain. Are you even surprised? I think next year my goal should be to do at least 1 race abroad that is not in Spain. Another goal was to volunteer at parkrun 3 times, and I've got to give myself a big fat 0 here because so far this year I've not volunteered once. I think it's important to give back when you go to parkrun quite a few times. So yeah, I need to ensure that I do this in the second half of the year. And then the final one was to take part in 12 social runs. Now, when I set this goal, I was living in London and I didn't think we'd move out mid-year. And in London, you've got a new running community popping up every 5 minutes. You are spoiled for choice. So in the first quarter, I went to 3 social runs with Tracksmith, and then I kind of dropped the ball because I'm still not a social butterfly and I love my solo runs. And now here in Shrewsbury, the options are a bit more limited, not to say that it's not possible. Now I'm going to adjust this goal slightly because I only set this goal to push myself to go out and socialize with like-minded people, because as an introvert, I need to make a conscious effort to do this. Otherwise, I would just, be by myself all the time. Now, if I join the Shrewsbury Athletic Club, I'm really planning on going to their Wednesday track sessions as much as I can, at least twice a month. So it won't be a chatty, relaxed run, but I'll be running with people, I'll be talking to people other than Ben. So that kind of missed the goal. So I'm just going to adjust this goal based on the new circumstances. I'm not officially joined the club yet, but if I do end up joining, then my new goal is to take part in at least 12 track sessions between July and December. So that's 2 a month. And who knows, maybe with those track sessions, I'll improve my 5K speed and maybe I'll get a bit closer to that dream goal of 18:30. But I think we've covered everything. I hope it wasn't too long and too boring. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and for following my running journey. I hope you've had some running success in the first half of the year, and I hope you've got some exciting challenges to train for and look forward to in the second half. Thanks again, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!